Hello everyone. Today let us discuss scope of financial management under modern approach. Modern approach gives a greater role to financial management. That is, the development of technology made many companies highly profitable. That is due to the absorption of or having information technology and networking has brought down the cost of organization and time involved in finishing of the project. As a result, organizations which have taken these initiative, they had huge cash surplus. And again, companies they were concentrating on outsourcing of processes. Outsourcing means giving some processes or some activities of the organization on contract to third person, so that executives they can concentrate on important and innovative aspects of the business. So all these developments or changes that gave widened scope to the financial management. The modern approach assigns the following functions to the financial management, that is financing decision, investment decision, and dividend policy decision. So let us see about the first function, that is financing decision. Every company raises funds from promoters, shareholders, creditors, and financial institutions. So it is a basic function of financial management because finance is called as the lifeblood of the company. So raising of finance is very important. Before that, we have to decide about it. So financing deals with the following problems, that is estimation of funds requirement. So fund manager, you need to estimate the funds required in advance. So funds are required for normal activity and capital expenditure activities. So he has to see how much fund is required for day-to-day activities or for normal activity and for capital expenditure projects like civil aviation, capacity expansion, installation of pollution control equipment, diversification into new areas, entering into new markets, or taking over of any other company. So all these things require finance in huge quantity. So what is that fund? So that should be estimated in advance. And global business opportunities that also create many areas of operation to the business. So these opportunities may be due to the development in the market. For example, there was a severe shortage of shipbuilding capacity all over the world. So that has made Indian companies like L&T and Adani Group to grab these opportunities and venturing into shipbuilding activity. And again, the opportunities that may arise due to change in the government policy, like opening up of civil aviation and maintenance of airports and manufacturing of arms and ammunition for the defense department for private participation. If these areas are open to private participation, then these areas requires funds in huge quantity. So finance manager he can estimate, you need to estimate what is the fund required for uh, doing all these activities. Then second function is about the procurement of funds. Once after the estimation of funds, they should be procured from various sources. So while raising of the funds, finance manager has to consider certain principles, that is cost of funds, and securities to be offered, cost of raising funds. So then what is the procedure of raising? So all these things should be considered, and the most beneficial source to the company should be selected. So finance manager he can raise fund not only from the domestic means within the country Matrala, he can raise funds from foreign market also, because the countries like Europe and USA where finance is available at cheaper rate. That's why Tata group of companies like Tata Tea, Tata Motors, Tata Iron and Iron and Steel. So they are taking over other companies from all over the world by using foreign funds. So the strange thing we can observe here is that company which is being acquired is far more bigger than the acquiring company. And one more thing, that they are not at all using their funds. The entire finance for acquisition is from foreign funds because it is available at cheaper rate. Then third problem is planning the capital structure. So funds can come from two sources, that is ownership funds and creditorship funds. Ownership funds like equity shares, preference shares. Creditorship funds like debentures, bonds, and long term loans. So each type has its own merits and demerits. So financial management has to plan how much should be the ownership fund and how much should be the creditorship funds. So any error that has made while deciding about the capital structure, that may have a permanent impact on the profitability of the company. Uh, I can give an example of MRPL. So MRPL that was promoted by AV Birla Group and HPCL, that became unprofitable due to excess debt in the capital structure during gestation period. Gestation means at the starting. It became almost a sick company in 2003. Finally, ONGC company that took over MRPL, after taking over, they injected nearly 600 crores of equity into the company and they save it from liquidation. And same thing happened in Jindal Vijayanagar steel plant at Hospet. So they experienced the same situation. Jindal group of companies, they take over, they merge this company with their company, and they converted the debt into preference shares. So they saved it from liquidation and they merged with their company. Then next problem is of negotiating with funding agencies. Companies raise funds from all over the world. There are many funding agencies like financial institutions, mutual funds, insurance companies, investment trust, venture capital funds, private equity, hedge funds, and banks. So here, finance manager has to negotiate in terms of a rate of interest and period of repayment and other factors with these funding agencies by considering the financial position of the organization, because these terms of obtaining funds, they may have impact on the working and ownership of the organization in future. So finance manager, he has to make negotiation with the funding agencies in order to get the best terms by avoiding future discomforts financially, organizationally, and by considering managerial aspects. So finance manager has to ensure that his organization's long-term welfare is protected through such negotiations. So in the fourth problem, that is negotiating with funding agencies, finance manager, he must try to get better terms from the financial institutions for the fund raised. Next we'll see about investment decision. Second function of financial management is investment decision. So here it deals with the following functional areas. First one is cash management. Like out of the all forms of asset, cash is a strange item because it doesn't bring any item. That's why it is called as idle asset. If you keep cash in a locker or in any place, it will not generate any income. You can earn income through cash only if it is invested in profitable venture. But it is necessary for making payments. For making timely payment, cash is necessary. Making timely payments improves the image of the company in the minds of suppliers and others, so that they can get better terms from the suppliers in case of raising funds. Therefore, managing cash calls for ingenuity on the part of finance manager, so that he is to ensure having sufficient liquidity in the organization, and he has to see that profitability is not sacrificed. So sufficient liquidity means having a sufficient amount of funds, means cash in the organization in order to make payments. And if you have too much amount of cash in organization, then your profitability will be affected. This is because you are having cash in organization which will not then generate any income. If you concentrate on profitability, if you use entire amount of cash is for making investment, that means you're concentrating on profitability, getting returns from the cash. If you do that, then your liquidity position will be affected. There will be no money for making necessary payments. So that time it affects the image of the company. So finance manager, he has to consider liquidity and profitability of the organization, having sufficient amount for maintaining liquidity, and he has to use the remaining cash for making investment so that he can get a return from the investment. Then second function is working capital management. Working capital means the capital which is required for day-to-day activities. So components of working capital other than cash, it involves serious concern of financial management. Management of account receivable. Account receivable means debtors, inventory management, that is stock, and short-term investment of surplus funds are all important aspects of financial management. Like cash, it is necessary to carry debtors and inventory. At the same time, if you carry too much of them, then it will affect the profit of the company. If you have more debtors, if you maintain too much of stock, then it affects the profit of the company. So there will the money of the company that will be in the hands of debtors, and it will lock, or it may locked up in the inventory. So to avoid that, like cash, here also finance manager has to maintain a balance. Therefore finance manager has to make a fine balance between the need for these assets and economizing on their sizes. Third function is of capital budgeting. Capital budgeting provides necessary tools to evaluate a long-term investment in like purchase of fixed asset, capacity expansion, taking over of other companies. So here long-term investments are more complicated because they may have a long-lasting impact on the company. So for the industries like heavy engineering, civil aviation, shipbuilding, power project, and other companies, their capital expenditure program is a continuous and elaborate one. So there is a need to manage it effectively, and they have to ensure timely execution of project to avoid uh, increased cost. Because if a finance is not available on right time, on right quantity, it increases the cost of project. So to avoid that, finance manager has to ensure that funds are available from time to time for the execution of the project. Then next function is of portfolio management. See, portfolio management means investing in more than one companies. Well established companies and many new generation companies like software industries, they operate with high profit margin. Even if the profit margin is low, because of their high volume of business, they generate huge cash surplus. So the finance manager, they can invest these surplus funds in many money market and capital market instruments. To do this, finance manager has to design a portfolio based upon the investment objectives of the firm. So he has to design a portfolio of investment. So by investing in many companies, he can avoid the risk, and also he can get a more return from the investment. Then risk management. So finance manager, he must uh, take necessary measure to manage the risk arising from investment made in corporate securities and in the foreign exchange market. See, for the corporate securities, how we can avoid the risk, how we can manage the risk, that is by purchase and selling of securities. Risk from the corporate securities, from the shares, that can be managed But in case of foreign exchange market, companies, they need to have forward cover with the foreign countries. Forward cover means whatever may be the fluctuations in the foreign exchange rate, that will not affect the contract which is entered between two countries. So they are going to fix the foreign exchange rate. So in that rate they are going to trade. So by this way, finance manager can avoid the risk from corporate securities and from the foreign exchange market. Then evaluation of performance through benchmarking. Performance of the companies are evaluated from various financial components like sales, gross profit, or net profit. By looking at the sales or gross profit and net profit, one can imagine about the performance, financial performance of this company. So benchmarking is important for the foreign funding agencies. If the firm is in the habit of raising funds from the US and European markets, this function is very important to satisfy such funding agencies. If the benchmarking means ranking, giving credit rating. So by looking at these sales, gross profit and net profit, one will be getting to know about the financial position of the company. So even the normal creditor, by looking at this, they can give credit to the company. If the sales are coming down year by year, definitely we can see that company is in a serious problem. So it is not better to give credit to that company. So every company's performance is evaluated through these benchmarks are sales and profit. Next we'll see the third function, that is a dividend policy decision. So first one, these decisions relate to two connected aspects, that is profit allocation and framing dividend policy. So let's see about profit allocation now. So profit is to be allocated among various types of reserves, like general reserve, dividend equalization fund. Such an allocation is made in line with the plans of the organization regarding its organic and inorganic growth. So we are transferring certain amounts from the profit to the reserve in order to meet its future plan, like organic and inorganic growth. Organic growth means expansion of business, entering into new markets. That's what organic growth. Inorganic growth means taking over of other companies, merger, acquisition. So these are inorganic growth of the company. For this, companies requires funds from various sources. Instead of going from taking fund from outside, we can use the fund from the profit. So that for that purpose, every year company will transfer certain amount to the reserves. So reserves are used for satisfying the organic and inorganic growth of the company. Next is framing dividend policy. See, corporates, they have to decide whether they will follow liberal dividend policy or conservative dividend policy. It is also decided that whether the company will declare only the final dividend after finalizing the profit and loss account, or to declare a number of interim dividend. ಅಂದರೆ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಸಲ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Many of the companies that are coming with novel ideas of rewarding shareholders through special dividend. So there are different ways of giving dividend to the shareholders, like special dividend, bonus debentures, bonus preference shares, etc. Also issued to the equity shareholders in order to reward them in an unconventional way, apart from the usual bonus shares. So companies, they can choose their own dividend policy for distributing dividend to the shareholders. So they can follow liberal dividend policy or conservative dividend policy. So that means they can give dividend at fixed rate or year by year, based on the profits of the company. They can give higher rate of dividend, or instead of giving dividend, they can issue bonus shares to the equity shareholders, so that there will not be outflow of cash. So money of the company that will be there in company itself, and they can use that profit. Instead of paying dividend, if they retain it in a company, they can use it for reinvestment purpose, so that the company's growth can be achieved. So these three are functions which are assigned by the modern approach to the financial management. So they are financing decision, investment decision, and dividend policy decision. And next we will see about objectives of financial management, that we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.